Hey, did you bring it? It's the BYO podcast. So, there's absolutely nothing different about this episode at all. There's definitely not a massive thing behind me right now. But this is what it's going to look like from now. It'll be really exciting, really fun. I actually have a list of topics now. So that's fun. Let's go through them. But first, if you're listening on any podcast platform, make sure to give me 5 stars. That'd be cool. I could read out the reviews or something. I don't know. If you're on Spotify, there should be a video button, and you can click on it and you can watch what would be on YouTube, basically. And if you're on Spotify, there'll be a thing down below where you can submit a topic for the podcast. Or if you want it, you can also just join my Discord server, the same one that I use for Q&A, me and Naughty Grammar Sucks, Ask Is Mario, and also the main Discord server. Join that and you can submit topics there. Anyway, this podcast is going to be a lot less sad because there's nothing to be sad about. Well, there is, but I don't want, out of the 4 episodes so far, 3 of them to be sad episodes and 1 of them to be full of dad jokes. So, instead, let's do this. Okay. First topic. Smasher by Little Gibby featuring Big Brazil. That's not a topic. Next. The DCEU. Okay, you want to talk about the DCEU? Okay. We can do this. So if you don't know, the DCEU is DC's answer to the MCU, with it, being a bunch of movies and now a show. Some of the movies are alright. Some of them are Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Birds of Harley Quinn. But why is there such a thing around it that people don't really like it? Well, it's probably because they didn't start off that great. Man of Steel is a bit of a mixed bag. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm in the some people don't category, considering one of the lines in the movie is literally, "The word of the day is trident." Okay, and? Very weird line. I know it's out of context, but still, it's weird. They spend too much time on the backstory, honestly. But, it's understandable to go through it once, but then they have another scene where they just explain the backstory that you've already seen. So why do it twice? Anyway. After that became Batman v Superman. This one, when it first came out, the majority of people didn't think it was very good. Now that opinion has changed because people change their opinions, and if one person on the internet changes their opinion, that means everyone must change their opinion to that opinion. But it's not very good. I've seen both the theatrical cut and the extended ultimate cut, whatever they called it. And they both aren't that good. I'd have to say the ultimate cut does add a bit more context to Zack Snyder's Justice League, which we'll get to in a bit. But other than that, it's still really weird. They killed Jimmy Olsen. Why? They set up the Justice League through an email scene, or whatever it was. There's just a lot of things wrong with it. And then next you have the first Suicide Squad movie, or Suicide Squad 2016. That is an atrocious, terrible, awful, no good, very bad movie. But it does set up Justice League. So, although however many times you might hear that it's not in the DCEU because the Suicide Squad, the 2021 one, was like a reboot, if it can't be. It sets up other movies. It's not possible. But that's fine, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just fiddling with like a selfie stick, by the way, in case you're wondering what it was. Then there was Wonder Woman. Probably, it's not that good, but if you compare it to the previous 3 movies that came out beforehand, it's a masterpiece. Yeah, payoff was really weird. But that's fine. Then there was Justice League, the Joss Whedon one. We all know, we've heard the story a million times, how Zack Snyder was going to do it, and the family tragedy, Joss Whedon took over, changed the movie, blah, 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 blah. It's not good. Because although I don't really like the tone of the other movies, it should be consistent throughout the character's journey. Like, Batman is serious in Batman v Superman. Yeah, when he's with the Justice League, some characters can be more, jumpy and jokey, but Batman should stay the same, if you know what I mean. Even if I don't like the character, it should be, as in the way the character's done, it should still be consistent with the way the character's been done in the other movies. Now, there's also that weird family subplot that we don't need to go into. Then after that was Aquaman. I remember watching it, thinking, this movie is actually pretty good. This is like the first DC movie I haven't hated, besides from their cover of Africa. That was atrocious. But the movie itself wasn't that bad. And then I watched it again. And what's really interesting is I found it a lot more boring. I don't know if it's just because I've already seen the movie and maybe I found it boring, but it was a lot more boring the second time I watched it. Still okay, it's alright, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those movies that are just better in cinemas, I guess. Then after that was Shazam. Shazam I really liked, because I don't know, it's different, but it makes sense. It fits in the universe very well because it references the events of the other movies, but it's tonally different, but it works. It's good. It's a good movie. I don't know what else to say. Then after that was after that Birds of Prey? You go Shazam, then Birds of Prey. I thought that was a movie in between. No, that's it. Then it's Birds of Prey. I think Birds of Prey is single-handedly the worst movie to ever exist. It is such a terrible, awful movie. There is not a single good thing about it. Some of the actors are alright. That's the only positive in the entire movie. I'll give you an example. There's this one scene where I can't remember all the characters' names, by the way. There's this one scene where it's this really tragic, it's actually shot very well, it's done very well, where this character watches their parents die and all these people die, and it sets up why the character is the way she is. The very next scene is another character being like, so she has anger issues, doesn't she? Something like that. And it's like, that just ruined the entire scene. Another example as to why I don't like the movie. There's many scenes in that movie where it's just jokes from other movies. You can watch the original scene and then watch that one, and it is the same. Like, they can be you can replace one with the other and it would make sense. The only difference is in Birds of Prey, it's not funny because it's not in the right context. Another thing, why does Harley Quinn only break the fourth wall in this movie and not in the other Suicide Squad movies? It's not even a Harley Quinn movie, it's a team-up movie. She's one of the characters. It's like a Harley Quinn movie. No, it's a Harley Quinn narrating the movie, even though she has nothing to do with the majority of the plot. Except she does, but, it's bad. And then, the end credit audio, because there's no end credit scene, but there's audio, and it's Harley Quinn just saying, let me tell you guys a super duper... Well, first off, it's the same joke from Deadpool, where he's like, what are you doing here? I know the Deadpool jokes from, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but, it's that joke, where they're like, what are you still doing here? But A, there's no visual, it's just audio. And B, it's just like, do you want to hear a super duper duper secret? Batman is. And then cuts off. It's like, what were they even implying? It's not even cut off comedically. It's just bad. It's badly cut off. Anyway, there's my rant of Birds of Prey. Next, what was after Birds of Prey? Was Wonder Woman 1984. It's worse than the first one. There's been worse DC movies. It's worse than average. It's bad, but it's bearable. That's the best you can say about it. The next was Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is just Zack Snyder's vision on the original Justice League, but it's 4 hours. It's a box for God knows what reason. Apparently, you can see it higher and lower on the screen. But I hope Zack Snyder does realise that we have evolved cinema since it was a box. But all Snyder's fans will tell you that it's not the same, even though it is the same. So it's not actually 4:3 ratio. It's this other ratio that if you simplify it, it's still 4:3, and that's what cinema was 40-50 years ago. But whatever. Movie's alright. Very annoying, the music that plays whenever Wonder Woman shows up on screen. Very annoying. And the weird, it's split up into chapters. It's not a book, and it's 4 hours. I get you wanted to chuck everything in the movie, but this is why you have solo movies before a team-up movie, so you don't have to shove, 20 characters' backstories into one movie. Let's think about this. Think of any other team-up movie. Not just Marvel, or just any other team-up movie where franchises collide. There's Alien vs. Predator. Alien and Predator were not introduced in Alien vs. Predator. They were introduced in their own movies and then came together. Godzilla vs. King Kong, whatever the name of that movie is. Godzilla vs. Kong, whatever. Godzilla was introduced in Godzilla. King Kong was introduced in... What's it? Kong Skull Island, I think it's called? Yeah. And then they were chucked in one movie. The Avengers, obviously, that every character was introduced in a previous movie. Iron Man and Iron Man, Incredible Hulk and Incredible Hulk, Captain America and Captain America, Thor and Thor, Black Widow and Iron Man 2, and Hawkeye and Thor. The only character that was introduced in the Avengers, because not even the villain had to be introduced, the only one that was introduced that became a major player was Maria Hill. That's it. That's the only one. Well, and Thanos. But I mean, a main character in the Avengers. A character that shows up for a lot of them. You know what I mean. Thanos was an end credit scene. Yeah. Whereas Justice League, the only ones that were introduced were Superman and Man of Steel, Batman in a team-up movie. Well, it wasn't really whatever Batman v Superman is. Wonder Woman in the same movie, but she had a solo movie. Cyborg in a video, in an email scene, Aquaman in another video in the same email scene, the Flash the same way, but also appeared for like 3 seconds in Suicide Squad, the first one. It's just very weird. But yeah. But like I guess it works as a movie. It's not like the movie's bad. It's just it might have worked better. A, if we didn't have to wait like 5 years to see the original cut of a movie, and B, if the characters were introduced beforehand. Other than that, it's fine. The movie's fine. Also, this is like a minor nitpick, but I feel like, although I guess I was gonna say that like the threat that they're facing against is like world ending, but then again, in Loki, I guess could have been world ending in the Avengers. And also, but both, it's like there's this, it's like a pawn, and then there's a big villain behind it, with Avengers being Thanos and Justice League being Darkseid, because he sent Steppenwolf. Yeah, but yeah. Then after that was a Suicide Squad. Look, okay, it is a masterpiece compared to the first one. It is incredible compared to the first Suicide Squad. I didn't really enjoy it that much, though. But it was better. I liked this Polka Dot Man. He was great. I'm very annoyed that he died, because it's like, you just finished his character arc. That doesn't mean you have to kill him. But whatever. Ratcatcher 2 was fun, I guess. King Shark was fun. Bloodsport, he was alright. Rick Flag. I didn't think he he didn't really need to die. He could have. I don't know. It works. It's just, I would have liked to see Rick Flag more, but, it makes sense him dying. I just wish we saw him more. And Peacemaker, I didn't like, but I'll get more onto Peacemaker in a bit. Yeah, don't like Amanda Waller, but you're not meant to like her, I don't think. So, yeah, I guess they did it. Like in, I'm trying to think of another example of a character you meant to not like. Falcon and Winter Soldier, John Walker. You're not meant to like him when he's about to kill Falcon and Winter Soldier. And you're not meant to like him when he chops that guy's head off with the shield. But it's on purpose. But you can also make it where you're upset that they're secretly evil. Which they did in, spoilers, by the way, for stuff. Okay, I'm trying to think of what to say. Spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the PS4 Spider-Man game. The first one. Not that it should be, in Spider-Man PS4, Doc Ock, Dr. Octavius is at some point going to become Doc Ock. But he is the best character when he's not evil. He is so unbelievably a good character. And then he becomes evil, and it's heartbreaking to see happen. But that I was literally dreading him becoming Doc Ock while playing that game. I was like, I just wanted him to stay as Dr. Octavius. But that's not what happened, is it? And then it was sad when he became evil. It was but yeah, I liked you. And then in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Ward in season 1, Obviously, in Winter Soldier, it's revealed that Hydra is inside S.H.I.E.L.D., so obviously that affects the show because it's a show about S.H.I.E.L.D. And it turns out that this character, which you're like, oh, this guy, he seems like a robot. Oh, but he seems to actually care about the team and all that. And he's quite nice. Oh, he is evil and has been the entire time. Oh. Okay. But yeah, it would have been nice if that's what Amanda Waller was like. But it's not. But that's fine. It's fine. And then the last DCEU thing that's out currently is 5 episodes of Peacemaker. Now, spoilers obviously for Peacemaker. It's good. It's alright. I actually much prefer it to the movie. Because you get to see a lot more of Peacemaker's backstory with his dad being a Nazi, all that fun stuff. Not fun, you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. I much prefer it to the movie. I like, yeah, just hearing his backstory and all that fun stuff. Yeah, let's move on to the next topic. What's the next one? The Sass Movie. Ah, yes, the Sass Movie. Do you want me to be honest? It wasn't very good. The music was good. I didn't like the movie. At all. It's better than Birds of Prey, though, which is funny. I would prefer to watch the Sass Movie than Birds of Prey. So it's got that going for it. And I'm in it, so, you know. Like, okay, maybe it might be better once the finished cut, or the Blu-ray version, is out. I'm trying to think of what I can say. He has announced the Blu-ray. Yeah, he has. And it's going to have an extended. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, that will be hopefully better. You'd think it'd be better because you can tell while watching it that things have been removed that shouldn't have been removed, and the movie should have just been released in a finished state. You can tell that, like, there should be some extra context to some things. Like, the coin flipping thing, is that meant to be the way he travels through time or whatever, or travels back in time at the end of the movie? There's not really an explanation as to what the significance of that coin is. And yeah, you do find out a bit of Evil Vish's stuff, but it's very weird. And there's even that, I always remember this. It's right before when he gets hit by a car, which looks very fake, by the way. Yeah. It's where, like, he pulls a drink out of a fridge and then, like, puts it back in or something. It's like, what was the point of that? I didn't get that at all. I did already say the music was good because it was really good. There is one really good scene, though. I must say. There's this, like, I think it's the third scene. Besides from the missing VFX in the scene, it is actually really good. It's like near the start. He's in like a garage area and he's like tied up or something. That scene, the way it's shot and it's revealed that Evil Vish is Vish, I feel like that reveal should have been done a bit later in the scene, but it's fine, it works. That scene is quite possibly the best scene in the entire movie. It is really good. Like, that is shot really well. I think maybe the color grading was slightly too green. Other than that, it was really good. Yeah, that's the other thing. The missing VFX and missing sound effects. Weird. It should have been released when it was done. I know he made a promise to himself for it to release by the end of 2021, But if the movie's not done, don't release it. The Smashing Musical did not release. Well, the Smashing Musical released once it was done. It finished it like a few days before it came out. Q&A 100 was finished like a week before it was meant to come out. My 1000th video was finished. Everything I've ever released has been finished, and if I can't get something done, and there is a specific deadline, which is normally either the Halloween special or the Christmas special, because they have to come out on Halloween or Christmas. Otherwise they aren't Halloween or Christmas specials. I will just cut a scene out or rewrite something that I can quickly end the story or do something with it. And yeah, because there's this at the end of the Christmas special, the latest one. I cut a scene out at the very end where I think it's the Big Bomb guy literally... I cut out a joke where the Big Bomb guy says to me, as in his Mario 3 show me, talking about like music or something, and he says, "Oh, have you heard Jump? It's the only Van Halen song." I think it's a joke like that. I cut that out because it didn't work really, and there was another part afterwards. It just didn't fit, and also I didn't get it done in time, so I just cut it. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've cut anything else major like that because I couldn't finish it. Because I know I cut a song from Q&A 100, Q&A the Forgotten Song. It was like 10 minutes of just song, and I finished the music video and everything. I don't know where it is. If I could find the finished video, then I would upload it as a separate video. But I cut it because... yeah. What was I talking about? I've lost track. Oh my god. Cutting things out. Yeah, the Forgotten Songs. Yeah, it didn't fit. But I put it on the album version of Q&A 100. That's on Spotify. I'm going to double check that. Because I swear to God, I feel like something has been removed from my Spotify page, my artist page. Oh no, it's still there. Yeah. That's right, because it's at the bottom, because it's technically released in 2020. Yeah, so it's still there. But the one label Q&A the Forgotten Songs is the cut song. It's just a bunch of songs that I didn't use in Q&A 99, which is a compilation of Q&A songs. It's just all the ones I didn't use minus like a few. Yeah. Next, F1, don't care. Next, school subjects. English, art, graphics, media, music, styles and composition. You make music, it's fun. Work stories. Not yet. That'll be its own podcast. That just reminds me of like animated story time videos, like the ones out and stuff like that. They would, oh my god. It would work well as an animated story. It's just I don't do them anymore. So it's not going to be one. I'm just going to tell them on the podcast. A full retelling of that one SMP we did. Oh, do you really want that? I don't think you want that. I'm going to be honest with you. No one wants that. I'm just going to... How long have I been going for? Oh my god, okay. Longest podcast ever. Yeah, no one would want that. It'll be its own podcast. This one's already been going too long. Novak Djokovic, he's gone. Opinions on the seemingly imminent Russian invasion of Ukraine. I don't know. Peng Shui. Shui? I don't know how to say it. It's bucket list. I don't know. Places you want to visit. Oh my god, the background video is over. So the background video was half an hour. Because I made it half an hour because I thought, surely it's not going to end. Look at this misgift. It's just an unlisted video on my main channel, the background. So I think that's gonna end it. Thank you for listening, everyone. And turn me phone, quackers.